Welcome to Inside the Park, the weekly recap show for Miami-Dade and Broward County High School baseball, and it's powered by First Pitch Baseball. I'm Uncle Muggs, and alongside me, as always, is none other than Anthony El Chapi Castillo.
Thanks, Muggs. I
Welcome,
appreciate
buddy.
you for having me on always, man.
Yeah, I couldn't do this without you, man.
It's always a great time always being on here, man.
Today's show is brought to us by the Coach's Corner, a complete one-stop printer. You name it, embroidery, screen printing, banners, caps, all of it with the best turnaround time in the industry, close to Tamiami Airport. Go see Alex Diaz. He's a real baseball guy, good people, and he likes his colada. He's like his cafecito. So if you go down there, bring him a little something. Chappie, let's get things started with the player spotlight, and I see that you have a good crop there. Please share with us what you got for us this week.
All right, so we'll start off with the first game of the day, which was over at Ferguson against Hialeah Gardens. And we're going to highlight Eric Leyva, right-handed pitcher outfielder. This prospect was outstanding. He hit 2 for 4, if I'm not mistaken, in that game. And he also was on the mound, and he showed flashes of what could be a college-level prospect, if not even a pro-level prospect, if he can get all of his things together. But we're talking about somebody with a very, very high ceiling, so somebody to really look forward to. So we're going to move on over with the game over at Columbus, and obviously we got Mario Magaña Jr., and he went 2 for 4 as well, or 2 for 3 if I'm not mistaken, and he had two poolside hits. And Magaña shows big-time tools, everything that every prospect wants out of that kid. So looking forward to his success.
You know, he went 2 for 4 in the game against Matter that I went to see the other night, Thursday night, and he looked really good on the turf over there.
The next game is going to be over with Florida Christian. I went to go see them play Brito, and their catcher, outfielder at the time, Adrian Diaz, he went yard, and this kid passes the eye test. Another college-level prospect. He'll be on the first pitch advisory board, trying to move him into the next level. And then another kid that I really, really liked that came out of that game was an ambidextrous pitcher.
What?
Yeah, an ambidextrous pitcher.
So he throws with his feet?
No. He throws both hands.
Okay.
Yeah, he throws left-handed and right-handed. And basically that's a unicorn, if you want to call it that.
Wow.
Yeah, he was about low to mid-70s, left-handed, low 80s on the right side. Shows a really, really good time feel for a breaking ball on both sides, lefty and right-handed. So it was very impressive high follow for a 2026. Over at Southridge, there's a nice big lefty that they like to call him Baby CC Sabathia. You know who that is?
Oh, that's Davis.
Yeah,
the
Amari.
lefty. Yeah, that's right.
Amari shows a lot of potential, a lot of body, a lot of physical tools, pounds the zone as a pitcher, and he's left-handed, so he has a lot of upside. Another pitcher I want to bring back over from Florida Christian is Jacob Lopez. He's also a first pitch advisory certified player, and we're moving him to the next level, and this kid was about as dominant as could be. 4 innings, 68 pitches. If I'm not mistaken, about 8 Ks.
Wow.
So, yeah, his line of work that day against Brito was spectacular. And then we're going to move over to the Miami Christian game. And this game was really a battle of the arms. Just a duel. Over on the visiting side and Bishop Verot out of Naples, they brought in a kid of 2026 who was 90-92, and every bit of it, very electric with a very good curveball. He's going to University of North Carolina. His name is Joey Lawson, and he was spectacular. Miami Christian on the other side, they had an arm that was very, very good as well. He was in the high 80s, mixing in a really good curveball and a really nice changeup. His name was Nelson Martinez, class of 2025. Very excited for his future. And now we're going to finish off over at JCB. Okay, JCB has, if not one of the most highly touted lineups. Very underrated, in my opinion, but they start off with Jose Herrera. Jose Herrera can play very good. And to finish off, we're going to go with Gables with a kid named Diego Llanes. And this kid is a junior college, Montgomery College, junior college commit, and he's very good. And very excited for Coral Gables and their direction this season.
I mean, I'm going to agree with you. To beat Bishop or Verot, they were a state finalist last year. So that's a pretty tall task, so congratulations. And Chappie, that was some good video right there, man. You did good. It almost looked like you were on the field there. That was very, very good.
Appreciate
some
it.
good talent to go along with that, so good job with that.
So the next segment is called the Weekly Recap.
Yeah, it's the weekly recap. where we go over the teams and the weekly scores on games that took place in Miami, Dade, and Broward, and we'll try to do as many as we can. If we don't have your team on this week, we'll make sure and mix it up, and we'll have you on there next week.
Yeah, we had some epic battles this week in high school baseball and all over the county. What did you think, Muggs? Pero tú te quieres fajar conmigo. Pero.
No, these aren't for you, Chappie. These are for the big punches that were thrown in this week's games, and I just want to be ready for anything that comes our way. So let me start off with Felix. Can you help me with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you. All right, let's start off with the Felix Varela Vipers. On Monday, the Vipers scored 3 runs on the top of the 7th against the home team, the South Dade Bucks, in their season opener at the Battle Down South tournament. Both starting pitchers threw well, Christian Aponte for Varela and Angel Ayala for the Bucks. The score was 3-1 going into the top of the 7th when, after consecutive walks, Yodi Martinez bunted to get on board to load the bases. A pass ball later made it 3-2, and then Santiago Aponte, helping his own twin brother's cause, bam, dropped a double, 2-run double to make it 4-3 Varela, and that's all the Vipers would need to win their opener. The next day, the Vipers played the Breezy Boys of West Broward, and they got them, bam, 1-0 behind Andy Espinoza's 12 strikeout, 1-hit performance. The Vipers start off their season 2-0, and their next game is Tuesday versus Miami Beach.
Yeah, Espinoza's 12 strikeout was very impressive. Really excited for Varela's season so far.
In the first broadcasted game of FSPN, the Coral Park Rams defeated the Homestead Broncos 18-0 in their season opener on Monday. Joshua Juju Vargas struck out 9 batters in that game, and bam, and they were so happy to win, Chappie. That a new program, new coach, and it was the first of 3 consecutive games that they were playing. But the happiness didn't last too long, because the very next day they went to San Brendan's, and George Robles and the Sabres went, bam! They no-hit him y le metieron 10 por la cabeza. On Wednesday, the Rams had to battle against Howard Cuervo's Palmer Trinity Falcons. They lost 5-4, and the Rams' next game is at Killian on Tuesday next week.
Yeah, hopefully they can start turning it around for the next half.
So let's keep it here in Wachete, and let's talk about those San Brendan Sabres. A great week for the Sabres, winning 3 in a row. A very good start to the season for head coach George Robles. In their season opener, pitcher Ulpi Puentes threw 4 no-hit innings and a 10-0 win over the CP Rams. Bam! A no-no y 10 por la cabeza. On Tuesday, the Sabres went to face the Miami Beach High Tides and got another great pitching performance. This time it was John Perez, giving up just 4 hits in 7 innings to earn the win 1-0. Y bam! That's my boy JP doing it on the mound. On Thursdays, the Sabres defeated the Terra Wolves 6-2. Justin Cardenas came in to shut it down and preserve the win for the Sabres. Bam!
The Sabres have some tough games coming up. They play Westminster, Miami Springs, and Belen later this month. Let's see how the Sabres do and see if they can keep that heavyweight battle in them.
Next were the Killian Cougars, and they traveled up north to play the season opener against the 4-time defending champion, the Stolman Douglas Eagles. And the Eagles got some payback over last year's loss to the Cougar with a decisive 10-0 victory. Bam! Otra 10 por la cabeza. But the Cougars did bounce back in their home opener, defeating the Somerset Stallions 8-2. So bam, bam to them. They play Columbus on Monday and Coral Park on Tuesday of next week.
Yeah, we're excited for their direction, and next week for them to turn the page and go further into that win streak.
The Doral Academy Firebirds took on their own powerhouse team on Tuesday in their season opener in the likes of the American Heritage Patriots. George Pardo, Gabriel Milano, and Dylan Prince each had 2 hits in a huge win for Doral. The Firebirds were looking to make it 2 in a row in their home opener on Wednesday versus Westminster, but Emil and the Warriors had different plans, and they upset the Firebirds 3-1. Bam! Doral has San Brendan's and South Ridge coming up next week.
Yeah, 2 of the top teams at Dade County going right at it. I'm hoping that they can turn the page into the next week and they can get some big-time wins.
Now let's go bird watching with the Miami Springs Golden Hawks, led by head coach David Fanshaw. The Hawks started the season 2-0 with an opening day win over Keys Gate Charter 7-1. On Wednesday, in the battle down south, what I call the Battle of the Birds versus the Southwest Eagles, the Hawks took it to Mandy's Eagles and beat them 10-2. Bam! They don't jab. They have Palmetto, Westminster, and Terra next week, and let's see if the Hawks keep flying high this season. And I want to give a special shout out to Kevin Roque's dad. I know he's a big fan of the show, and he always watches us. So, muchas gracias a Señor Roque por siempre apoyar el show. Thank you very much.
FSPN Tuesday game was the Braddock Bulldogs versus the Southridge Spartans.
And, Chappie, that was a crazy-ass game.
We can say ass on YouTube?
I don't know, but now you said it too, so we're both in trouble. Isaac Vidal struck out 10 for the Spartans in a 2-1 loss to the Braddocks. The 1-4-4 boys had a great pitching performance by the senior closer, the sidearmer, Eduardo Echavarria. He came in to shut the door on the Spartans. Bam! And you talk about a rivalry, Chappie. This has become a backyard brawl. Braddocks won the last 2 games, and it got chirpy, and things got a little crazy.
Yeah, it definitely got intense over there.
The next day, the Bulldogs played to a 4-4 tie with the Ferguson Falcons. Next week, they'll have the Breezy Boys, Coral Reef, and the Carroll Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're going to need that intensity to roll over into next week, and they can get a couple wins here. Keep it rolling.
And in a Dade County battle between 2 heavyweight teams, the confident Matter Academy Lions traveled to Belém for their season opener to face off against Jesse's Belém Wolverines. So Matter thought they could come in there and push Belém around, but Jesse's Wolverines said, "Mira, bam, toma Humberto," and they gave him a jab right in the face. They handed Matter a 6-2 loss, and after taking the day off to recuperate from that vicious left hook from Belém, Matter went into Columbus to play the Explorers, and Matthew Rios and Max Alvarez were there waiting for them, and they gave the Lions a right hook, bam, y le metieron otro uppercut, and bam, 5 innings, 5 Ks for Rios, and a 2-run blast from Alvarez, and the Explorers won 4-2. Magaña Jr. went 2 for 4 in that game, and Matter's hoping to get their first win against Hialeah Gardens in their home opener on Tuesday night, and you can watch that game right here on FSPN.
Yeah, the literal term, turn the page, that's what Matter needs right now.
The R.B. Sosa-led Gulliver Prep Raiders lost their season opener 6-5 to Schoolhouse Prep and then took on their down-the-street rivals, the Palmetto Panthers, in the battle for Pinecrest at the Nike tournament. The Raiders lost that game 6-7, and then the very next day they lost to Briggy's Patriots 13-10. So a rough start for Gulliver, and they have University Sharks next week.
Yeah, another team that just needs to turn the page and hopefully ride the tide into next week into a couple games and get it going for them.
The Wolfpack of Schoolhouse Prep, led by first-year head coach George Rodriguez, beat the Gulliver Raiders 6-5 in their home opener at the Nike tournament. Diego Rivera had a home run in that game. A.J. Cruz was 3 for 4 with a double and a triple. The next day, the Wolfpack took on the Sunset Knights, led by Julio Mendoza, and the Knights edged out the Wolfpack 10-8. And the Wolfpack dropped another game to Somerset Academy 4-7 at that Nike tournament. Schoolhouse Prep has American Heritage next.
Schoolhouse Prep is another loaded team and young team, so really excited for their future.
After getting blanked 6-0 in their season opener against Spanish River Sharks, pow! The Westminster Warriors went up to Doral and took care of business, beating the Firebirds 3-1. And on Valentine's Day, there was no love lost between St. Brendan's and the Warriors. St. Brendan's had the Warriors seeing red until Westminster broke their hearts and beat them 9-4. The Warriors play Brito next, and then Miami Springs, and that ought to be a good one. That one will be played at Miami-Dade Kendall College.
Yeah, really excited for that game.
In other scores around the league, J.J. Sanchez and the American High Patriots beat Slam Academy 9-1. And I told you that J.J. would turn that Patriot program around. So good job, Mr. J.J. Sanchez. And a team that you like, the J.C. Bermuda's Thunder, they're 3-0 with wins over Goldman 5-1. They beat downtown Doral 12-2, and they won 11-2 against Hialeah Gardens. A great start to the season for head coach Carlos Garcia and the JCB Thunder, and Jose Herrera is on fire.
I'm really loving that roster. I'm really loving everything that they got going on. They got a young kid over there named JC Leon. That's a dog. By far one of the best sophomores in all of Dade County.
Let's not forget our friends in Broward County like head coach Brian Campbell of the North Broward Prep Eagles. The state champs continued where they left off last year with 3 wins this week. They beat Park Vista, ABF Academy of Homestead, and American Heritage. The Eagles have a heavyweight showdown next week against the Douglas Eagles on Tuesday, and I wish head coach Brian Campbell and the Eagles the best of luck this season.
Yeah, I'm hoping for them to have a couple more knockout punches throughout the season like that, how they have been.
The Jaguars of Pembroke Pines Charter, they lost their season opener against the Western Wildcats 6-0, but then they bounced back a couple of days later and they beat the Flanagan Falcons 7-2. And my boy Justin Probst, he came in to slam the door with 2 innings of no-hit baseball. So, mira, bam! Thank you, Justin. And I can't wait to see Justin and Brian when they come down to play Doral on March 6th and Matter on March 14th.
As our FSPN viewing schedule goes, we have a good one on Tuesday. It's the home opener for the Matter Lions. They're looking to get back on their winning ways against Hialeah Gardens. On Wednesday, the Doral Academy Firebirds, they'll travel to St. Brendan. They'll face the Sabres. And I can't wait to see that one under the lights over there at St. Brendan.
That's going to be a great game. On Thursday, we have the Ridge. Mo Spartans will face off against the Doral Firebird in what is to be a huge test for the Spartans.
On Friday, we have a real dogfight between the Braddock Bulldogs and the Archbishop Carroll Bulldogs, and what is the bragging rights of Kendall.
And on Saturday night, the FSPN cameras will travel all the way to Key West to watch Conch Nation take on the state runner-ups, the Miami Christian Victors, led by head coach Chris Quadra, and that should be a great game down there because the Conch Republic really turns out in huge numbers to follow their baseball team. Now it's time for that ever-popular segment, the Player Spotlight, and it's brought to you by the Coach's Corner. They're a complete printing service with embroidery, screen printing, banners, signs, promotional items, you name it. Call our friend Alex Diaz over at the Coach's Corner. And now on the Player Spotlight today, we have a senior left-handed pitcher for the Florida Christian Patriots, and his name is Richard Piloto. Richard, welcome to the Player Spotlight.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate what you guys are doing down here, man.
So first of all, I want to wish you congratulations. Last night you were on the mound. You got the start against arguably one of the best teams in Dade County and even the state of Florida, the Columbus Explorers. You pitched 5 innings. You gave up 5 hits. You walked 3 batters and had 2 strikeouts in a huge win. And I'm even calling it a big upset over your down-the-street rivals, the Columbus Explorers. So congratulations.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. It was a huge team win. It wasn't even – I couldn't say enough about my team. They backed me up the whole way. They made outs when they needed to make them. They got clutch hits when they needed them. And it was just a great team win.
What was the game plan like going into the game against a very powerful Explorer lineup?
So we faced Columbus 2 or 3 times in the fall. And we knew that they were a very lefty hitter, like dominant lineup. And, you know, we have 2 or 3 lefties here that are where we could put them in any situation in any given time and they'll get outs. So we knew that from the jump, I was going to be on the bump and we were going to have 2 or 3 lefty relievers ready for them. Our plan, we were going to go right after them. We weren't going to beat around the bush. We weren't going to hit them with try to walk them, try to walk anybody. We're not afraid of anyone. We're gonna go right after hitters, and we're gonna get outs, and that's what we did.
Did like coming from Miami Springs and going to a place like Florida Christian, transferring from one program to another. What's been the biggest difference for you?
Transferring senior year, it was definitely difficult. I never knew if I was making the right call. I never knew if I was making the wrong call. It was very difficult, but I had a lot of friends here. I knew a lot of people here, and it was about as smooth as a transition that it could be. Briggy and the whole coaching staff here, as soon as I walked into the clubhouse, they welcomed me in like family. The teaching staff, everybody here was great. They treated me like family. They welcomed me into a brotherhood and instilled the love of Christ into me. Honestly, I don't have any negative things to say about Florida Christian and their staff.
Richard, what do you like the most about Florida Christian?
The thing I love most about Florida Christian, I obviously love the game. I love the team. I love getting out and coming day in, day out and practicing with the guys. But the best thing about Florida Christian is when we're done with practice, when someone's struggling, when we walk into class, we pray. This school is unlike anything I've ever been a part of. Like I said, the teaching staff, the coaching staff, they don't view you as a random student here. They go the extra mile to make sure that you walk out of here not only a better student, but a better human. And honestly, couldn't say anything bad about them.
All right, Richard, let's kind of get to the nitty gritty of the season. What are you looking forward to, and who are you looking forward to in playing this season?
Honestly, I don't even want to single anybody out. We have a very tough schedule. We're going up to Georgia. We're going to Jacksonville. We're playing some of the best teams down here. We play a lot of talent. We play everywhere. I don't
So
want to single
you,
anybody out. We're ready for everybody. We're ready to compete. We have a point of proof, and we're ready for everybody.
What are some expectations for your Florida Christian team, and where do you see this team come around May? Where do you think you're going to be?
So Briggy's made it clear ever since we walked in, beginning of fall, the goal for this year was to change the narrative. You know, the program's been down for the past couple of years, but we're definitely ready to make a change. The expectation is nothing less than Fort Myers. We've said it
Nice.
day in and day out. We want to be in Fort Myers. We don't care who we face. The goal is to stay tournament.
what can you tell me about Briggs and the coaching staff in general over there? What are the things that make Briggs that special, and at least special to you as a player?
Briggy and I want to mention the rest of the coaches because Coach Garcia, Coach Ricky, Coach Hearn, Coach Jesus, everybody here, they're all one. They're all one machine. They're all one body. They all think alike, and they all come together to help us be better players, better people, better everything. And it's just the way they go about it. They're not always business. You know, they also try to be your friends at times, and you build a relationship with them. They they've honestly been probably the best coaches I've ever had.
That's
They've
awesome.
welcomed
That's
me
nice,
in, and
right?
yeah, they're great. They're great. I have nothing negative to say about them.
So, Richard, you're going to school now into college. You'll be going to Middle Georgia State University. Tell us what the recruitment process was like and what convinced you to go to Middle Georgia State.
Freshman through junior year was slow. Didn't have anything. Was just like everyone else, struggling. Didn't know how even the process was, how to go about it. But I played with the lead squad this summer. I had a great summer. My fastball went up a couple miles per hour. Got in front of a couple schools and sent my videos out to a couple schools. And senior year, summer, around there in the fall, everything started to pick up. I want to be a pilot, so I was looking for something with an aviation program. And Middle Georgia had everything that I needed. They're transitioning to a D2 this year. They're going to be in the Peach Belt Conference, so we're going to play good teams. We're going to be playing good comp, and I'm going to be studying what I want to study. So that's why I made the choice to go there.
All right, we wish you the best on your journey, not only the remainder of this season, but in the future. We'll keep tabs on you as well. And like I said, we wish you the best. So now we have a segment where we want to have some fun, Richard. It's called the Change-Up. And we're going to ask you 3 questions that have absolutely nothing to do with baseball in a way for our viewers and your fans to get to know you a little bit better. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, what is Richard Piloto's all-time favorite movie?
I'd have to say Creed. The 3 movies with Creed are probably my favorite ones. It's just a good movie. I like it, and there's 3 of them.
Is that like the take on Rocky?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
with Apollo. That's
Okay.
a son with his
So
son, yeah.
that's like Rocky 17.
Basically.
Okay, that's good. That's a good one. I like that one. All right, Richard, what is your favorite restaurant and what do you eat when you go there?
So I'm not sure if you guys know it, but it's a Manny Steakhouse in Doral. It's great, bro. They have great steaks there. I usually get the steak, the mash, probably some asparagus, and the creme brulee there is fire, bro.
Oh, a churrasco. You like the whole churrasco thing? And
Hey, that's a good referral, by the way, because
Yeah.
ahora I'm going to have to go on a little
he's making me
date over
hungry.
there.
Right? Someone,
You gotta go, bro.
it's like 2 o'clock and we're starving here. All right,
Gotta go.
last question. What's your favorite sports car? Like if you won the lottery tomorrow, what car would you go out and buy?
Oh, that's easy, man. I'd have to get a Ram TRX.
A Ram? Okay, interesting. The
Just a
truck,
big
the
Ram.
high performance truck.
Yeah, just a big old Ram, bro.
I like
I
it.
like that. You have like a little Hispanic country boy.
Right, he's a little Wajito country guy. Hey, great talking to you, Richard. Thanks for being such a great sport. We wish you the best of luck next year up in Georgia. And folks, if you didn't know him before, you know him now. He likes his steak in his truck while he's watching Creed, and he's Richard Piloto, the left-handed pitcher for the Florida Christian Patriots. Thanks for being on the show, buddy.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, please join us next week. We're going to have the recap show every Sunday. We'll have a coach on there. We'll try to have a coach on there, and we're going to recap all the weekly games. On behalf of my co-host, Chappie Castillo, I'm Uncle Mug saying so long, and see you next time inside the park. Now it's time for that ever-popular segment on the show called the Coach's Corner. And it's brought to you by The Real Coach's Corner, a complete printing service for all of your printing needs. And our guest coach today is... We're going to crank call some coaches. Let's see who picks up.
What's up, Muggs?
All right, we got Humberto Bencomo, and he's live on the Coach's Corner here on Inside the Park. Humberto, how are you today? You're on with Chappie and Uncle Muggs.
Hey, what's up, Chappie? What's up, Muggs? All good, man.
What's up, Pops? How you doing?
Hey, man, we wanted to talk to you a little bit. I mean, is it okay? Are you okay? It's been, what, 24 hours since that last loss over there at Columbus. Can we talk to you a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Of course.
You don't take it too pecho, right? I mean, you're not standing on the edge of a roof. You're not going to jump or anything yet, right?
Oh, no, man. No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. So you went into Belém this week, and things didn't go your way. Tell us a little bit about that game, and then I'll ask you about the Columbus game.
Oh, it was a good game. You know, the problem is that we didn't execute our side of the game. You know, we didn't play the baseball game that we're supposed to play. You know, we made a couple errors, put us behind, and we pretty much set the tone for what we were not supposed to do. So at the end of the day, if you can't make plays and you're falling behind, then, you know, you just got to come out and overcome that. But, you know, we just didn't play our game. It wasn't our game. Anybody that's getting momentum and the other team is not making a play, they're going to get momentum, you know, especially them wanting to beat us. You know, it's part of the game. The momentum is going to be. But, again, we executed the bunt defense correctly. We executed everything. Everybody was in place. The problem is that we just didn't catch and throw the ball correctly like we needed to, and that's what hurt us. Just the throwing errors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, that's over and done with. So
all right,
thank God we got another baseball game to play.
That was Monday, so we move forward now to Thursday, and you take your Lions on the road there to Columbus Field to face Weber and the Explorers and that high-powered. And you fell behind 4-2. Tell us how that game. Describe us from your view that game.
Well, we played well. We didn't make any errors. You know, we just didn't hit enough. We had one inning there where they got a couple hits on us, and they got some guys on, and you know they made their plays. They did their part. You got to give it to them, and we just didn't hit enough. You know, we didn't hit enough. We had opportunities, and we just didn't get it done. We didn't get it. So they won that game. They got the better. And our pitcher was good. You know, they got us in one of the innings, and you know that was it. And then we shoved the rest of the game. It was the first inning. They got 4 runs, and they didn't get another run then. But we didn't chip away. We needed to chip away, and we didn't chip away. But we had our chances again.
So you're listening to the voice of Humberto Bencomo. He's the head coach for the Mater Academy Lions. Humberto, tonight, Saturday night, February 15th, we'll have our FSPN's cameras at the Nike tournament at Florida Christian Field, where you're going to take on Florida Christian in the finale of that tournament. And Florida Christian is coming off of a big win last night over Columbus. What's your game plan like for tonight, and what can we expect from your Lions?
We're going to come out. We're going to compete. You know, I expect these guys to come out hungry. You know, it's not if I was on the other side, I wouldn't want to be playing a team that's 0-2, coming to get their first win. And we're going to come out with everything we got. We're going to come out with all our energy, and you know, we got a good guy on the bump, you know, and we're going to we're going to have energy. We're going to come out and we're going to go out there and hopefully we're going to get our first win of the season. And then from there on, we're just going to keep racking them up if God wills.
All right, Chappie, you want to add anything before we let him go?
Beto, I'm excited for you guys to turn this page and kind of roll into the next week with hopefully a win tonight. And I'm excited for your boys. I'm excited for Quevedo and those boys over there to mash some baseballs tonight.
I hope so, man. I hope we go out there and get that win, and then from there on we can keep going. So I thank you guys again.
Hey, thank you for picking up. You know, we're out here crank calling Dade County coaches, and you were the first one to pick up. We're going to see if Ralph Suarez picks up now.
We'll always pick up a call from you and Chappie, bro. You know that. So
Awesome,
love you, big man.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck
you,
to
Bert.
you
Good
tonight.
luck. We'll see you tonight.
thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
All right, that was head coach Humberto Bencomo.
That was awesome.
Matter Lions. Let's keep it going. Let's see if another head coach
Let's see if Ralph will answer.
picks up here. All right, let's call Ralph Suarez. Here we go.
Hopefully no mete un disparate.
Guys, this is totally live. I mean, this is unscripted. Oh,
Yeah, well, there's nothing. I'm not reading off of anything here.
Like-
This is awesome.
Here we go. We got him.
Thank you. Hello.
All right, we got Ralph Suarez on the phone, the head coach for the Doral Firebirds. Coach, you're on the
What's
air
up, buddy?
you're on the air with Chappie Castillo and Uncle Muggs on the Coach's Corner here on our weekly recap show. How are you doing, sir?
Good. Always good. Always good to hear from you guys.
Awesome, man. So
What's
yeah,
up?
we're just crank calling some coaches, see if we could talk to them on the show. We called Humberto from out of the blue, and now it's your turn, buddy. First of all, I want to congratulate you on a huge win on Monday. Tell us a little bit about that game, Coach.
The kids did a good job. Unfortunately, we had a big injury in that game early on, and it's affected us a little bit early on. But I guess it's better that it happens now than it happens late in the year.
Okay.
But the kids did a good job. They grinded it out. We were down most of the game, and then at the last two innings, we put it together. And the kids did a great job. That's not an easy place to play at.
Speaking about early adjustments, having a big time key loss for you. You said that it's good to have it done now. Give me your perspective on that. Why is it good to have it now?
Well, because obviously right now it doesn't really matter. It matters. It matters with your last game.
Absolutely.
You want to make sure you win your last game. And a perfect example was that last year when we went 24-2. That's all great. We're ranked high and all this. It doesn't really matter right now. You want to be ranked high in May.
That's
You're
right.
absolutely right.
Then you did something.
All right, so Wednesday after Monday's game, you were flying pretty high, and then you had the Mamils Warriors come in there, and they got you 3-1. Tell us a little bit about that game. What happened there?
Well, we to be honest with you, we didn't have good approaches, and that kid's tough, and we swung at balls and took strikes, and he did a great job. Normally, if you strike out 6 times and you make less than you make one error or less, and you don't walk anybody, you win the game. We didn't.
Yeah, if you add that up, usually that's the formula to win.
The recipe is definitely pitching and defense, and that ball club definitely had the recipe for you guys that night.
All right, Coach. Who do you have next week? Who stands out next week for you guys?
Well, we got some Brandons that's playing extremely well, and then we got Southridge, and if they throw Isaac, it's gonna be a tough game for us. And like I said, I'm gonna be shorthanded. I'm shorthanded because this guy is a pitcher, and he's one of my top hitters. So we're gonna be out with him. We may be out another week with him. I don't know how long he's gonna be out. He's under concussion protocol right now. He's an important part of this team.
All right.
So
You're listening to head coach Ralph Suarez. He's the head coach of the Doral Firebirds. Coach, we'll see you on Tuesday versus St. Brendan's. The FSPN cameras will be there. We'll do the play-by-play on that game. And then we're looking forward to doing the first home game over there at your field. And we'll see you on Wednesday versus Mo's Scrappy Spartans, because they are a scrappy bunch. They lost 2-1 against Braddock. I was there for that game. And watch out with those guys, because those guys will come and bite you in the leg.
Mo does a great job. He gets them to play hard, and we got to be ready to play everybody, because we don't see anybody's second guy.
Absolutely, you're gonna get the best of them. Everybody's coming after you guys.
All right, Coach.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for picking up.
Right.
We're gonna crank call. Who we're gonna call next? Steven Suarez.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna crank call Steven Suarez next.
All right. We'll
thanks,
talk to you guys
Ralph.
later.
Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Hey, this is too much fun, Chappie.
Yeah,
This is
awesome.
too much fun. All right, we'll be right back with another Coach Crank Call. We're going to have to change the name. Instead of Coach's Corner, we're going to call it Coach's Crank Calls. We'll be right back with more right after this. All right, welcome back to Inside the Park, the weekly recap show, and we're doing a segment called the Coach's Crank Calls. We're calling head coaches in Dade County on a Saturday to see who picks up, and we just talked to Ralph Suarez, Humberto Bencomo, and I got George Robles from the San Brendan's Sabres. Let's see if he picks up. Give me Steven Suarez's number. We're going to call Steven Suarez, the head coach of Archbishop Carroll Bulldogs. Try to get him on the phone.
You can't call Mo. That we can get that intense matchup between him and Braddock with Isaac Vidal, his dog. Kid's a dog.
Isaac Vidal
Kid is a dog.
pitched his butt off.
The kid is a dog.
All right? He pitched his butt off. All right, we're calling Manny Mo Ojeda, the head coach of the South Fla Spartans.
What's up, man?
And there he is. He's on the air. Manny, you're on the air you're live with Chappie and Uncle Muggs on Inside the Park.
What's up, Chap?
We're giving you a quick crank call. We called Humberto. He picked up. He was awesome. We called Ralph Suarez. We tried George Robles of San Brendan's, but he didn't pick up. So you were the next one on the list. Can we get 2 minutes from you?
Mo, you got 2 minutes,
sir.
bub?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Awesome.
sir. Let's do it.
So I was telling Chappie about that game that we went to cover on Tuesday night down there in your park, your home opener against the Braddock Bulldogs. Tell me about your team, and even though you guys lost, you got to be proud of the performance of that young bunch.
Oh, yeah. They showed a lot of grit, a lot of will. You know, the ball doesn't bounce your way in the seventh. Maybe it's a different game, but I'm still proud of my guys. It's a long season, and we're here for the fight for sure.
Mo, talk to me about Isaac Vidal and his competitive nature and what it is that we're going to get from him throughout the season.
Oh, yeah, he's a big-time pitcher in my eyes. He's been with me for a long time. You know, he's been developing under the system. So I think he finally showed under the lights, you know, what type of potential he has. And, you know, that grit, man, that grit goes a long way.
Absolutely.
You got a lot of confidence in throwing a sophomore out there for your season opener. Was that easy to go to him, or would you have to think about that one?
Oh, no, I just I look at all the work we put in, and at the end of the day, that kid is a competitor, man. So I knew with him going on the mound, at least he was going to give us a chance. So I was happy about his performance, really happy. Yeah, he was. You know, a little more pitches than I wanted, but, you know, it's a long season. We'll kind of take care of him from here on out. But that game, you know, it was hard to pull him having a one-hitter.
You're going to pay a visit up to Ralph next week and play a tough Doral team. You know, they beat American Heritage.
Yes.
They lost to Westminster. And tell us, what are you looking forward to in that game?
Oh, no, it's a district rival. Obviously, that's going to be a very high intense game. You know, at the end of the day, I told my boys, if we just got to go out there and compete and throw strikes and minimize the little thing damages, not make mental mistakes. And, you know, the scoreboard is going to take care of itself. If you do the right things, I think at the end of the day, you're going to give yourself a chance to win for sure.
If there's one thing I know about your ball club is that they definitely don't need pre-workout. Those kids are already intense.
Yeah. No, they play with a lot of fire. You know, Southridge has a good culture of sports. So, you know, they play with a lot of pride. And, you know, I appreciate them for that. So, you know, as the season goes on, you know, we're going to get better for sure. And I know as we get into playoffs, the boys will be rolling. But it's definitely going to be a big test for us to go to their place, you know, play in their house and try to get a W for sure.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us, Manny Ojeda, the head coach for the Southridge Spartans. You got a great bunch of players down there, a great environment for baseball. I love that place. I mean, I wish I could live in that little press box. You know, they got a bathroom and everything.
Our house is your house for sure, Muggs. Anytime.
We're going to continue. We're going to continue crank calling head coaches here in Dade County baseball head coaches. The next one up is Omar Baldo. We're going to call him down in South Dade. But thanks for joining us.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. Have a good weekend.
Awesome. All right.
All right. Bye.
Hey, that was pretty cool.
That was awesome. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna keep it going.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. This is awesome. Did you got Steven already? I'm
gonna call Baldo South Dade.
You know what they call Steve, right? Or what he likes to call everybody.
Coach
he has a
Steve.
nickname.
What's that?
He calls everybody Fred. So when you answer the phone, call him Fred.
Fred.
Yeah,
All
Fred.
right.
His name is Steven, but he calls everybody Fred. So it's like a nickname.
All right,
That's awesome.
Baldo, you're not picking up, buddy. I could have made you famous.
We could have. Let's see if.
All right, give me Steven Suarez's number.
I sent it to you via text.
There he is. Let's do a crank call. He's not going to recognize my number.
We'll see. I just texted him.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah. is this your head coach for the Carroll Bulldogs?
It's Muggs.
You're
it's
live.
Muggs and Chappie, bro. We got you live here on on FSPN on the channel.
All right, we're doing the it's called the Coach's Crank Call. We started off with Humberto Bencomo. We crank called him, no warning. He just picked up. He was awesome. Then we got Ralph Suarez, and we couldn't get the phone out of his ear. He was awesome. A great conversation with him. Then we tried Jorge Robles from San Brendan's. He didn't pick up, sent us a voicemail. So did Omar Baldo down in South Dade. And now we're calling you, Fred. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you guys doing?
Tell us about the start of your season, the first week now that we've got 1 week under our belt. What was your week like?
Slowly figuring it out, 1 and 2. Trying to figure out the lineup. Trying to get things together. Again, it's how you finish, not how you start.
Absolutely. Fred, let's go back to that win. Talk to me about that dub that you guys had. Who was on the mound? And what was it that really impacted that dub for you guys?
That was Adrian Garcia. My triplets do a great job on the mound. He's one of the 3. He pounds a zone. We played ACC baseball is what I call it. We're going to steal, we're going to run, we're going to bunt, and we're going to play hard.
Fred, now let's talk a little bit now about that Hialeah game. I know that was a heartbreaker for you guys to kind of like lose the lead late. But talk to me about that game. Talk to me about the things that you kind of want to adjust moving forward.
We lost that lead. I think I should have played a little smaller baseball towards the end of the game, and I did not. Relied on the bats too early in the season, I think. But we're going to have those games. I learned the lesson. I think the boys learned the lesson. We picked up, moved on, and got a dub the next day.
Yeah, that's right. If you don't win, you got to learn something.
Correct, and they learned a lot, and I learned a lot as well.
All right, Coach Suarez, he's the head coach of the Archbishop Carroll Bulldogs. And, Coach, there was a game that I circled in my schedule early in the season, and it's on February 21st at 3 p.m., and it's one of your Kendall rivals, and I'm calling it the dog fight. It's the Bulldogs of Braddock going against your Bulldogs. Is that a game that you're looking forward to as well?
I look forward to all my games, to tell you the truth. But, yeah, it'll be fun. I know Harold over there. He does a great job. We always have great games together, and it's going to be fun.
Who would be the most impactful player on your team? Because I went to go see you guys, and there was a kid over at first base that really intrigued me. Can you speak a little bit more about that player?
Aiden Argote he has great size, good-looking body. Does a great job, great attitude.
And also a high academic profile. Kid's a very good student as well in the classroom.
Correct. Great student. Like people have asked me this before. I don't think we have a superstar on my team. I think they play well together, and they're all going to do their job.
Enough talking about work, man. We want to have some fun with you here on a Saturday afternoon. We got a day off. Actually, we're heading to Matter in Florida Christian now at 7 o'clock.
That's going to be a hell of a game.
That's going to be a good one. And we had an upset last night. Florida Christian took care of their cross-down-the-street rivals, the Columbus Explorers, 6-1 in a great game. But let me ask you.
That guy pitched a great game.
Let me ask you something. We want to know a little bit about Steven Suarez. In the morning, are you a Starbucks guy, Dunkin' Donuts, or do you do the cafecito in the window?
I'm a Dunkin' Donuts guy every single morning.
What do you get? What do you get when you go there?
Black, half a stevia.
A stevia? That's that fake sugar?
Yes. I guess so. I just see it and I pour half.
That's funny. All right, so when you're not playing baseball and you just want to chill with the wife somewhere, what is Coach Suarez's favorite vacation destination?
Ooh. We're actually headed right now to where we got married in Maracay and Key Largo. Isla Mirada.
Oh.
Wow, that's awesome.
A tiki bar.
And no, we're just going to the resort where we went. We got married. We're gonna enjoy our weekend.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Make sure you go to that.
Some reminiscing.
Yeah, that all-you-can-eat seafood place there at Whale Harbor. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. We're gonna go to the Square Grouper.
Oh, that's solid
Oh.
too. Very solid.
That's a good one. All right, last question here. What would you say is your favorite restaurant, and what do you eat when you go there?
My favorite restaurant. I'm not gonna say my favorite restaurant, but I will say sushi.
Just sushi.
And I like sushi. And a better question is that people don't know about me is I love wrestling.
Wrestling.
Wrestling?
Like
I'm a huge
wrestling?
WWE fan.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. So
Huge.
And
fan.
who's your favorite superstar
guy?
right
Yeah,
now?
who's your guy?
Oh, right now, my guy, I love LA Knight.
We're talking to head coach of the Archbishop Carroll Bulldogs, Coach Steven Suarez. Thank you very much for taking your time and for being such a great sport and answering our call here. We're going to change the segment. We're going to call it the Coach's Crank Calls.
I like it. You guys are doing a great job for this community. Guys, keep it up. South Florida needed this.
Awesome. Thank you very much,
Fred,
Steven.
thank you, man. I appreciate you for answering.
Awesome.
No problem, man. Thank you, guys.
All right. Hey, that was probably the funnest thing that we've done.
By far.
We're going to have to keep that segment coming up. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Watch us next week right here on Inside the Park. We'll bring you more crazy stuff like this and a lot more information from Miami-Dade and Broward High School baseball. On behalf of my co-host, Chappie Castillo, I'm Uncle Mug saying so long and see you inside the park.